everybody's left, we have quarterback Haynes King. On everybody's right, we have wide receiver Malik Rutherford. Go ahead and start with questions. Kelly?
Haynes, you guys were cooking early on offense. Was maybe the benefit of the bye week and get rest up and healthy there, or just execution, or what would you put that on?
A little bit of everything. You know, the bye week definitely helped getting a lot of guys back healthy, you know, the feet under them. And then also the execution aspect of it. You know, we were at first executing at a high level, but, you know, we still have room for improvement, especially, you know, the way we ended the game. We got to do a lot better in that aspect of it.
Next.
Guys, just as two guys who've been in this program now for several years, you guys are 6-0 for the first time, just the second time since like this the last 59 years or something like that. First time since 2011. Just about the progress that this program has made under Coach Key just over the last couple of years, and where you are right now versus how far you've come.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, it means a lot. And then, you know, just seeing how it was built, you know, from the ground up, you know, trying to build it with who he hired and who he brought in this program. And he really cares about the locker room and what we do, and he wants it to be a player-led team. And you just see that. And, you know, we have a lot of input on kind of what goes on. But, you know, just this feeling in general, just being with the guys and, you know, finding ways to win and right now being 6-0 is a really good feeling. But, you know, like I said before, the job's not done yet. I believe everybody knows that and knows what the standard of this team is.
Malik, anything you want to add to that?
No, I hear that on the head.
Over here, guys. First time this season against a Power 4 team where you guys didn't have to come back and it wasn't super stressful. For you guys, how have you kind of seen this group grow since the beginning of the year, where you guys have shown that moxie, being able to fight back and now be in a position where you could start early and finish well?
I mean, we've definitely grown a lot, but we still have a lot of room for improvement. You know, we got to be able to finish the game clean. You know, that second to last drive was not clean. That was unorthodox, and what we did and how we executed was really poor. And, you know, I believe everybody knows that wholeheartedly. And obviously you don't go out there trying to do that. But, you know, stuff happens, but how are we going to respond, you know? But you just got to take it one play at a time and just doing your job and executing in that aspect, then everything would be fine. But like I said, we have a lot of room for improvement, and we got to find ways to continue to sustain as a team and continue to sustain as offensive unit. So once we do that, then we'll be really, really dangerous.
Malik, can you walk us through your touchdown and then the two-point conversion as well?
Had an option route on the touchdown. I seen I think it was the Will or the Sam. I seen him bump out. Just sat in the open zone. You know, me and Haynes locked eyes. I was like, yeah, this touchdown right here. And then on the two-point conversion, I had a plan the whole week to dive in the end zone. So as soon as I seen the little gap, I was like, yeah, that's me right there. And I just dove. Yeah.
Malik, you did a good job with yards after the catch today. You know, how was the blocking out on the perimeter that enabled you to do that?
Yeah, blocking out on the perimeter was great. You know, Coach McKnight, you know, he drilled that in our head all week. You know, we got to protect our teammates, you know, and just block. You know, when you block, you know, good things come to you, get the ball, score touchdowns. So, yeah, we take pride, you know, in blocking, you know, and we got to keep getting better every week. So, yeah.
Haynes, talk about your offensive line. You know, being able to run the ball like y'all did today and establish pretty strong up front. What do you think? What would you say about their play today?
I felt like they played really good, you know, and that's expected from them. You know, they do their job, but, you know, at the same time, they don't get enough praise with what they do and how they come in preparing each and every day. So they do a really good job. But, you know, we also got to play cleaner. And towards that end, you know, Harrison made a mistake. He usually doesn't. He probably didn't hear the whistle or whatever, but, you know, it still happens. It still happened, and we got to learn from it and do better. But, I feel like overall, except like the penalties and stuff like that, we played clean football today, and they did a really good job up front. It's just everything's learning. We're getting better each and every week.
Haynes, the students created like a picture of you with the crown on. Did you get a chance to see it? And then when you saw it, how'd you feel about it?
I just seen that.
I might have saw it. I try not to pay too much attention to it because, just let my play on the field just kind of dictate everything else. But, the stands and the sport and the students and the fans, they did a really good job today showing up, showing out, being really loud and, making it a true home field advantage like they've done this whole season. So, I really, really love the way that they come out and support and try to help us to victory.
You talked about not being in this position as far as 6-0 in your since you've been here, and 2 top 10 teams lost today, so it's going to be a lot of outside noise. So how have you handled it, so far coming into this game, and now the fact that you are 6-0, how do you do it, moving forward as far as blocking out the outside noise?
That was just one of my goals throughout the summer. Each year I try to look myself in the mirror, where can I improve? And one of those I felt like was, outside distractions, outside of the building. I really don't have any social media or anything like that. I have people helping run it for me if I need posts and stuff like that. So I feel like that helps a lot of the outside noise, so I don't see it 24/7, post this, post that, people, reaching out to me, stuff like that. So that helps a lot, but other than that, the only opinions matter are the opinions in this building. Our expectation is always going to be more than external expectations. So, that's number one, of course, but we just got to, keep our eyes on the goal and keep fighting.
Question for both Haynes and Malik. You guys have been here for a while. This is definitely the best crowd turnout we've seen in years. It's been something that's been talked about throughout the season regarding the home field advantage you guys have built. So it's one thing to have that level of buy-in, level of enthusiasm from the student body and from the community at Georgia Tech. But as someone personally who grew up in Atlanta, it's another thing to have that level of buy-in from the city of Atlanta as a whole. When you have that level of enthusiasm, it's definitely something special here across, all of our sports teams, especially Georgia Tech. How does it feel to know that you guys are a part of something special, not just for Georgia Tech, but also for the city of Atlanta?
It feel great. I ain't from Atlanta, so it ain't, But yeah, it feel great, man. It just, we came a long way, especially from my freshman year, being 3-9 to now being this year, being 6-0. It feels great. It feel like, all the work that we put in all these past years, I feel like it's paying off. But we, like Haynes said, we're not done yet. We got a goal that we want to achieve. So.
Anything else? Ken?
For both you guys, I think Coach Key was talking earlier this week about you're to the point of the year where you're starting to protect what you've done, and like we were saying, you're seeing upsets every week. And I'm curious, how much relief do you feel each game when you are able to win and keep things going, as opposed to satisfaction or pride or whatever else it might be?
We don't necessarily feel relief because I feel like relief. You're feeling the pressure. You're feeling the outside noise. We're really not doing that. We're out there having fun, and it's more not necessarily satisfied, but proud and stuff like that after wins. Proud of what we've done and how we prepared that game, that week going into that game, and proud of how we executed. And like I said, it's not necessarily satisfied, because satisfied means you feel like you've arrived. We haven't arrived yet. And then on top of that, it's just we're trying to take it one game at a time, and it's not really a relief. It's more of pride in what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Okay. Gary, if you want to wrap us up.
Haynes, rushing attack was strong today, but Malachi Hosley, I mean, he comes in, he has a career day. Like, he has a career high in carries, career high in total yards and everything else. Just what kind of influence does like, a guy like that, having a day like this, have on this offense?
I mean, he does a lot for us, you know, and it's not just with the ball in his hands. It's with the ball, you know, out of his hands. How does he play? He's a really good teammate, really good locker room guy as well. And you know, he was a great addition that we've had during, you know, for this season. And, you know, he's just explosive, and it makes my job a lot easier. Just get the ball in his hands, you know, let him work. And, you know, on top of that, you can give it to, you know, Jamal, Traylon, and then you go to the receiver room, now you get Malik, you know, Eric, Isaiah, like the whole spill. Like, it's just, there's not enough ways that there's not enough balls to give to everybody. Like, it's only one ball, so that makes it hard. But, you know, just giving those guys a chance to make plays out on space is always going to be a positive for the offense.
Okay. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you, Haynes.
Did your dad make it out?
Yes, he did. First game.
Nice.